Financial Survival Network, helping you survive and thrive in the new economy. Go to carrylutz.com and sign up for 30 free micro trainings on financial survival.
1490 WGCH. This is Kerry Lutz. You're listening to the Financial Survival Network. Time for another Triple Lutz report. Haven't done one of these in a while. If you've been missing it, I apologize. We've just been so busy with the roundtables, the interviews. There is so much going on with the Financial Survival Network. I can't even begin to tell you, and you've made it all possible. Later on, probably about the first week of March, we're going to hit our 1 millionth download, which means tens of thousands of people have thought highly enough of this show to download or to listen to over 1 million episodes. And I am touched by this. I am grateful beyond anything you can imagine, because if I don't have you, the audience, my listeners, if you're not there for me, then I have no show. Now, I can keep doing this as long as I want until the money runs out, and that's fine. But knowing that you are out there, that my words are not falling on deaf ears, is just the greatest thing. And what I'd really like you to do to help me out, go to carrylutz.com. Download the Financial Survival Toolkit. Sign up for the newsletter. It's free. You'll enjoy it. It's helpful. We have a weekly recap. We list every interview we've done for the week. So if you've missed something or there's something there that you want, you just click on it. The other thing I'd really like you to do is go to iTunes, subscribe through iTunes, and write a review of the show. 2 feeds that you can subscribe to there, either Financial Survival Network or Kerry Lutz. Just go to either one. If you like the show, rate it 1 to 5 stars, write a review. That would really help. Getting back to the matter at hand, you know how I feel about Gov. The reason I feel this way is because I know that you have children, you have grandchildren, you have nieces and nephews, you have siblings, and you're worried about their education because they attend public schools. And an amazing thing happened over the weekend that blew the mind of the teachers union in New York City. They released evaluations of every teacher in New York City. But mind you, I had to search and search to figure out, to find a link to actually search the database. And then you can't just get a full list on the database. You have to search by name, or you have to search by school, or you can hit random school, random teacher. It doesn't matter. But these results are incredibly shocking. And let me tell you why they're shocking. We all know about grade inflation for students. Students get passed from grade to grade. They're illiterate, they're functionally illiterate, and they're straight A students. Like Johnny gets straight A's, but Johnny can't read. He can't add 2 plus 2, but Johnny's an A student, and they probably even gave him a trophy as well because they want Johnny to feel good about himself, even though they're sentencing Johnny to a lifetime of mediocrity. They've given him a life sentence. He's not going to be able to excel in our society, especially the way it's shaping up. So I can't just get a list of teachers. You could get a random list. You could get the top-rated English teachers and the top-rated math teachers, but there's no button there for worst of the worst teachers. So I'm just putting in random names into this thing, and it's a very awkward database. This is obviously deliberate. This is not an accident. They don't want you to be able to look at every teacher and pull out all the bad teachers and say, why are these people still working for our schools? Why haven't they been terminated? Why is the union defending these people? So I type in a common last name, and there's basically about 5 or 6 ratings. There's high, and that means you're really, really good. There's above average, which means you're pretty good. Average, which means you're okay. Below average, which means you probably shouldn't be there teaching. And then there's low. And low means you are a brick. You are taking up space. You are sucking the system dry for your salary, for your benefits. You are useless. you should be driven, you should be banished, and never allowed in a public school again. I'm looking at this one, Juliet, and she's got a 9% rating, except that's for 2009, 2010, 46 students. Those students should be able to sue the school for damages. From 2008 to 2010, she had 92 students. They had a 2% performance rate. She is the lowest of the low. She teaches 8th grade English. Why is she still there? Why is the union protecting this person? Why are they forcing the school system to keep her? That's what I want to know. But there's no answer for that. And like I say, this database was never intended for you to be able to figure out what's really going on. All they do is put it in a way so that you can see what they want you to see. And that's it. But finding these people who are rated low is just an outrage, because you also have to realize, like I said, there is grade inflation here because they don't want these teachers to look so bad. So if this is the best that they can make these people look, then, I give them a big WTF for this survey, because then it's really much worse than the survey even appears. Here's one, Kristen. She teaches 8th grade math. She had 12 students in 2009, 2010. 1%. All right? 1%. If 100% is passing with flying colors, she gets 1%. Now, what is with that? Why are they protecting this person? The unions just don't care if your kid learns. And obviously, the principals don't care. Nanny Bloomberg, who's supposed to care about all of us, he doesn't want us to smoke. He doesn't want us to use cell phones. He wants us to walk when the light turns green and not in between. What's with this guy? All right, if he cares so much about you, how is he allowing these incompetents to stay? They're parasites. They're worse than parasites. At least parasites want to keep the host alive. These people are killing the host. They're killing the schools. They're killing the kids that are graduating from these schools. And if you want to see how an inner city school can work and how it can be effective, watch the movie Lean on Me with Morgan Freeman, where he portrays Joe Clark, who took over the worst performing high school in New Jersey, in Paterson, New Jersey, inner city. What did he do first? Tossed all the troublemakers. 10% of the school, he said, had an assembly, had all the teachers bring them up on the stage, and he said, you're all expelled, get the hell out of my school, have a nice life. Why aren't they doing this in New York? Why are they allowing this situation to continue? Here's another teacher. I'm just going to say the last name is Smith. You can find them if you want to find them. Just go into the Wall Street Journal, search for the article Grading the Teachers. We'll put this link in the show notes, and it's just going to take your breath away. 2009, 2010, 4th grade English, 5% success rate. For males, she relates better, I guess. She did 19%. 2005 to 2010, she had 96 students. Okay? That's 6 years. So if you divide 98 by 6, you come out to about, what is that? About 17 students per class. So much for class size making any difference whatsoever. She got a 21%, a 21 out of 100. Now, in New York City parlance, she probably should get a raise. She probably should get a promotion. But in the real world, she is an unmitigated failure who should be driven from the system. How do they allow this to occur? And actually, these questions are really rhetorical. We all know anything the government runs fails. It doesn't matter if it's the post office, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, Fannie, Freddie, the list goes on and on. They seem to do an okay job in the FAA because we haven't had a crash in 10 years, but I would attribute that more to the airlines obsession with safety than with the FAA's great leadership and management. Everyone knows that they're way behind on the technology, that they have not been doing their job training people. It just is really heartbreaking to see this kind of thing occur. One more failing teacher, 21 students in year 2009 to 2010. She gets a 9% in fifth grade English, right? If the kids can't read and write, they are condemned to a life of failure. This person isn't just a parasite. They are doing more damage to these young minds than you can ever imagine. So what's the answer? Answer is this: get the government out of education. Privatize it. And what's the answer for you until they do this? Homeschool wherever you can. As my guest John C. Dvorak said, there's a whole infrastructure in place. Homeschooling is easier to do now than it ever has been. You don't need to be this uber-educated person in order to homeschool your child. You just have to make sure that they get their assignments and that they do them. Right? If you do that, your kid will excel beyond your wildest expectations. They'll be the kids winning the geography bee, the spelling bee, the math bee. All those kids who win those nationwide competitions, or a large percentage of them, if they're not in private school, they're homeschooled. So reject the government indoctrination system. Reject the New York City public school system. Reject the Detroit City public school system. Reject the Los Angeles City public school systems. They are all models of failure. They only exist to feed the teachers, the principals, the administrators, the vendors, the unions. That's their purpose. Their purpose is not to educate your child. Their purpose is to extract as much money from the tax system as they possibly can so they can retire in a life of pampering and comfort with six-figure pensions and free lifetime medical insurance. This is what the game is all about. It's not about educating your child. Turn your back on the monetary system by becoming your own central banker with gold and silver, and turn your back on the educational system. Educate your own children. You can do it. If you're not sure how, there's a million websites. Send us emails at kl@kerrylutz.com. We'll send you links. We're going to put a link up to the Wall Street Journal New York City Teacher Evaluation database. Check it out. I hope you're as appalled and disgusted as I am. This is Kerry Lutz. Been another Triple Lutz Report, signing off.